It's the best feeling in the world. There's nothing that comes close to the feeling of winning to me. I've always been competitive, whatever I do, but motorbikes has been my dream ever since I was 3 years old. Ever since I was born, I think it was my dream to race motorbikes. So every second of every day, I dream about winning. Every night when I go to sleep, I dream about winning races. So the feeling when I do win races is, yeah, I can't explain it. It's hard to explain, but it is the best feeling in the world.
Okay.
What is your average speed?
Where? Round here? Or the TT?
It's on the 100 or TT.
Anywhere.
Anyway, okay.
Well, average speed at the TT, I did a 135 mile an hour lap.
That's what, 116 years or something like that?
I'm not sure.
No, it's 116, isn't it, I think? Fred, you know the sketch? It's 116, isn't it? It's right about that. Yeah, I know. It's 115, 116.
Yeah.
That's a pretty high average speed for what it is, this track, isn't it?
High average speed for somewhere that has like arguably 4 hairpins around it, four really tight corners.
Let's get through Ballachagan on the big bike then. Obviously, 6th gear down. What are you going to Ballachagan at? So, for those who don't know, that's the first right-hander on the circuit.
Second gear.
Second gear, yeah.
So you probably 60, 70 mile an hour maybe.
Cool. And then you get to obviously Duck Street, the bouncy bit, then to Ballabeg. Is that down to first or second again?
First gear, Ballabeg, and it feels like you're at a dead stop. I'm not actually sure the speed around there, but it's slow, 20 mile an hour.
And then Cross Four Ways next. A bit quicker, I think.
Cross Four Ways will be a little bit quicker, yeah, like maybe 20, 30. Still first gear again.
And what about Castletown Corner, that famous last corner?
And then first gear again probably 20, 30.
It still looks quick though, doesn't it? For you spectators stood on the side of the track, that's still blinking quick, isn't it? What about the bomb hole? The first time you went through the bomb hole past the farm there, you go over the jump down, there's a slight little one where the pavement comes out, and you just straight line that? Is that what you just do? Because that's blind exit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not quite a straight line. It is a corner, and you have to it's sort of thread the needle between the two curbs, really, or the wall and the curb on the other side, and that's fifth gear, that, so probably good 150, 160 mile an hour is it through there. So
it's narrow, isn't it? It's narrow.
Yeah, it feels super narrow. That whole back road feels so narrow when you've got hedges either side and tree cover. Makes you feel like you're in a tunnel, which closes everything in and gives you like a much higher sensation of speed. So instead of feeling like you're doing 150, you feel like you're doing 300 mile an hour.
And then you get just hit 6 gears to get to the rise before you drop down across the ways, yeah?
Yeah, 6 gear, hook just before the rise to stop it wheeling so much and drive along there. Again, probably knocking on 180 odd mile an hour through there.
That's
and
not wide, that's
pretty
narrow
narrow,
isn't it, really, if you think about it, yeah.
And you're all the way from 6 gear then down to first gear across 4 ways, so big braking zone.
Massive. Any more questions from the kids? We'll take one more. And if anybody out in the crowd has a question for Davey, a couple more minutes and we've got to let him go because he's got work to do tonight.
I've got your man in the middle. What's your name again?
AJ.
Go, AJ.
What would you do if your bike ever broke down in the middle of the race?
I think I'd probably cry, in all honesty. I won't lie. It's happened before and I've been rather upset. A couple of times I broke down at the TT over the mountain in practice and had to run back over the mountain to try and get a motorbike or a lift back to the paddock to get out on another bike. But when you break down out of a race, it's really sad. There's nothing more sad than that for me, honestly. It's really upsetting.
Okay, adults. Any adults have a question for Davey? We'll take 2 or 3. If we could, this young lady here, just in the front here now.
Coming round.
That's definitely my dog barking this time, definitely.
Yeah, what's your name or what's your question?
Charlotte, what's your favourite part of the TT circuit and why?
What's my favourite part? I say to everybody, I get asked this question quite a bit, and I have one answer every time, and it's from the start line to the finish line, because there's not one part of the TT course that I change. Like I said before, I find Ginger Hall to Ramsey a difficult section because it's bumpy. But if someone said we can smooth it out tomorrow and it'd be smooth as it is over the mountain, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want them to smooth it out because it's part of what makes the TT course special, is that you have fast sections, slow sections, smooth sections, bumpy sections. There's a variety of a bit of everything around the TT course, and that's what makes it special. So for me, it's hard to pick one section. The bigger, faster corners are my favourite ones usually.
When you go through places from Ginger Hall through to Ramsey, you ride that like a motocross bike with your bottom out of the seat, basically on the back, riding it?
Yeah, I'm actually basically stood up, not straight legged, but like you're in a squat position, so you're not actually sat on the seat at all. If you are, it really feels like it does damage to your spine. So you have to put so much more weight through your foot pegs through here. Like to show how hard it is and how hard you stood on the foot pegs everywhere and weight in the foot pegs. I had a brand new set of boots for the TT this year, 2 new sets of boots, and it destroyed both of them. The soles of both boots there was actually holes in them basically through to my foot at the end of the TT. So that's how hard you press it on the foot pegs and weight the foot pegs around the TT course. You never sat down.
Okay, any other adult questions? Oh, there's a lady there, just to your left over the handle there.
Oh, over here. What's your name and what's your question, love?
Hi, my name's Tinkerbell. Can you see yourself coming to Oliver's Mount Scarborough at all?
I would love to be there because Oliver's Mount is like the closest thing I'll get to a local race. It's only an hour away from where I'm from. So I would love to be there. I've obviously been before, but some things have got to change first. The rules. For instance, at the moment it's quite similar. I'm not slagging it off.
I know where you're going.
I have to be quite careful because it's quite similar here at the moment. My Supersport bike, which Scarborough only runs Supersport bikes, there's no super bikes there, is a Ducati V2. I'm not allowed to ride anything else, so I can only ride the Ducati V2. The Ducati V2 is not allowed to be raced in Supersport here at the Southern 100 or at Oliver's Mount at the moment. So unfortunately, that writes me off for being able to compete in that race. I actually were asked to ride another bike here, but I definitely wasn't allowed. I got a telling off for asking. So if something changes, I would love to be there. And I think, to be honest, the team are quite sick of me asking to do more races because I've asked to be at every race under the sun. But we can only wait and see. If something changes, then maybe. At the moment, it's not possible.
In relation to that, that's the next generation rule. So they run it at the Northwest. So you can run the 750 Suzukis if you want. So you can obviously run the Ducati. The TT run the same next generation rules as they do as in BSB. So yeah, have a word with Andy and the guys then. See if they can get to change it at Scarbados. Right, next question, please. Anybody there? There's a gentleman there who won that super.
Oh, he's the big lad with the Guinness. I'm coming over.
Is he still on the same pint? I think he's nursed.
I don't know. Where's he gone? Oh no, he's on coke now. He's bottled it.
It's a pint of vodka.
Here we go, mate. What's your name and question?
Rich, where can we get the Milwaukee merch from?
Oh.
It's not here, online. I think it's from these guys, Dread. Usually available at BFB rounds if you're at them, but I'm pretty sure it's available online. I can't say for sure. It is pretty cool gear, isn't it? But you'd be better off going to Ugly & Co. They do some better stuff.
Is that your hat with your name on it as well?
Not like nobody here from the team, is there?
Yeah, it doesn't matter to be a
Ugly
right
& Co's better. Their stuff's the best.
So we're moving on in time. We'll get, I think, one more question. The lady just in front of you there.
Yeah, straight in front. What's your name and question?
My name's Sue, and my question is, who's your racing idol, past and present, and why?
So, present, my racing idol is John McGuinness. He's a good friend of mine, and to be honest, he's just a legend, isn't he? Like, I don't think he's changed since day one, and known him for a few years now, and how passionate he is still about racing at his age. And you know, a lot of people write him off and say, why isn't he retired yet and stuff like that, and I could answer the question for him, and it's because he's that passionate still about racing. He loves it every single time he's on a bike, not just racing, but during the week. He rides nearly every day, whether it's motocross or enduro, pit bikes, and still loves it as much as I love it now, and I want to be just like him. I never want to stop enjoying my racing as much as he does. Past my racing ideal, so I grew up, to be honest, wanting to be a motocross rider and racing in off-road. So my idols were a lot of motocross riders growing up, and they were like Jeremy McGrath and Ricky Carmichael, Stephen
Dave Thorpe,
Evans.
people like that, Dave Thorpe?
I was a bit before my time.
God, I'm old. Sorry.
But he was he is a legend riding the racing the big 500s, wasn't he?
Oh God! Again, like the book manners in you. I see you, John McGuinness, out on the push bike as well. What's all that about? Is he trying to get fit?
It is an e-bike, like it's not.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. When you get to a certain age, Dave, you've got to take the route, man.
No, I've been trying to get him into it for ages, saying that how much he loves racing or riding any sort of bikes. I've been saying, why don't you get an e-bike? You would love riding that just as much, and he has been riding that a bit more often now and enjoying it more. And I think he's got 3 now.
KTM, isn't he?
KTM ones, yeah.
Maisy's got one too, his daughter. So right, good to see. And how nice was it for him to get that podium at TT as well? You were straight to him.
Yeah, it was a highlight of my Northwest,
and the Northwest as well.
Yeah, it was fantastic to get to stand on the podium. Since me and John have been friends for probably the last 5-6 years or something, we've always talked about it, and he's been sort of a mentor, like not officially, but he's mentored me over the years and given me so much really good advice and took me under his wing, and it's something I'll never forget and really appreciate. And spend a lot of time together away at the track and away from the track, and we always sort of talked about it over the last 5-6 years of, imagine we get to stand on the podium together somewhere, it'd be like a real special thing, and it's something awesome for us both. And as the years have gone on, almost that little bit of hope, thinking that we're going to get to do that, is almost going away a little bit, and thinking, it might not happen now. But coming into this year, I knew he was fired up more than the last couple of years, and in a lot better shape, and he was riding better and everything. I thought there is a chance here, and everybody wrote him off, and I kept telling people, don't write him off. He'll surprise a lot of people, and to get to stand on the podium with, as I say, one of my idols is something really cool. And after the race, to be honest, he sent me 2 photos that had been like joined together, and it was a photo of him and Joey on the podium together, and they were like similar age difference to me and John, basically, and Joey was always John's idol, and it was basically the same photo however many years later, talking 20 odd years later, and the photo of me and John together on the podium, and he was like, that's, it blows his mind, because he said it seems like yesterday, that was the situation, and he was 26, 27 years old in that same photo, and Joey was 52 or something. So it was basically the same photo years on, and that's pretty cool to even be compared to that sort of duo.
Well, there you go, folks. Nice answer, Davey. Thanks for that. Thanks for the kind words about John. Hopefully, we might even see him here soon. You never know. He could make an appearance in this private helicopter or something like that. Landing in his back garden. He's probably mowing the grass now. He's probably cursing because it's raining. He'll be mowing the grass. Where you going mowing the grass? I did an interview with him when we had all the lockdowns and stuff, and we're doing it on the Zoomy thing. Zoom, what that thing is. And we're doing it on the thing, and all of a sudden Maisie opened the door. Dad! What? Really windy it was, and the trampoline had blown basically up on top of one of his hedges. I'll be back in a minute, because I had to cancel it, do it again half an hour later, but yeah, gets his grass done. Listen, Davey, thanks for your time. I know you've been busy, a lot of demands on your time on here. Best of luck for tonight, and also tomorrow, long day again tomorrow, and of course, I'll hopefully see you up on here, on the stage, picking up some silverware tomorrow night, eh?
Hope so, mate. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and supporting us. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
So just before you all go, and before the kids go as well, Davey, Callum, our official photographer, wants to do one of those TT shots we did at the fan park. So if you can just go on the stairs in front of the stage there, face back towards me, and then everybody out there in the fan park area, just stand yourselves up, get in this photo. It's going to be one of those little memories as we go on the Still 100 website. You'll have Davey in front and all you guys in behind, okay?